Hello, welcome back to the Metal Antics podcast. My name is Chris. I'm joined today by my co-host Isaiah.
Hello.
And we're here with Eric Dicarlo, our good friend. How you doing today?
It's good. It's
beautiful to hear. We're what's this place we're at today?
So we're currently at the Patterson Art Factory. You might have noticed by the weddings, it's kind of becoming a wedding hall here, but this is where I shoot a lot of my music videos anyway, usually during the week. Patterson Art Factory. Welcome here.
It's by far the coolest place we've ever done a podcast at. 100%.
Yeah.
This is better than House of Independence.
I feel like this is the coolest place I've been in a while, to be honest, just walking around.
Yeah, there's so much too. There's so many rooms, and it's crazy as the wedding, because right now we're in like some warehouse where you could shoot like a deathcore video, and you go upstairs one room, and it's like a beautiful wedding place.
Yep, and anybody that shot a music video with me here will know exactly what you're saying, and they'll probably have vivid visuals in their head of what you're describing right now.
Yeah. You want to list off a few bands that you've done videos for here?
Sure.
Out of the many.
I'd say the first band I ever shot here was a South Jersey band, No Parallels. I think they broke up, actually. On the bigger side, I've shot Lorna Shore here. Signs of the Swarm was here a couple weeks ago. You might be able to hear some ambient noise from the surrounding areas. It's not quite the best area if you weren't familiar.
It happens.
Fine.
But I've shot some really cool bands here. Some local guys, Monument, Enox, you name it.
Yeah, all good friends of us.
Yeah,
So,
shout out all them.
very, very tight knit scene over here. But
Just go strong.
Oh yeah. I just wanted to get into it real quick. Just your background in film.
Sure.
So.
Which direction? There's so many backgrounds and so many different types of.
What originally made you start wanting to do film at all?
So I had gotten. It's a little deeper. So I'm a band guy. I'm a drummer. I was in bands. Like, I thought I'd be touring the world in a garbage van, and just living that life. And didn't really work out. My band fell apart a while ago, and I couldn't quite get it back together. So I pushed into the audio world. And while I was recording bands, doing the audio, I was actually acting, and I joined SAG-AFTRA. So I was doing actual films and commercial films, like on the acting side, while doing music. So you could kind of see the parallel here of how I was acting and then also recording bands. And I had really strayed away from the acting thing. It wasn't working out. I kind of failed at it. And when I was recording bands, it was like the next thing to me was like, wow, now we got to help get my music out on the internet. And the ideas I had were to do music videos for my own music that I was recording. So I was recording myself. I had the idea to send it off to be, mixed, mastered. And keep in mind, this is 6 years ago. So it was almost like a different realm to say that I was recording myself, trying to get it mixed and shooting my own music videos. And I essentially went down the path of, Oceans of Illusions. Like them, we did a full length. I was like, hey, we should probably, shoot a music video for this track. Mm-hmm. And, that's kind of where it started. I started shooting videos for my bands for the songs off the records I was recording. And at one point I realized, I was like, okay, maybe the video side of all this and the social media to come and the internet in general is bigger than anything I could have done. And I just pushed further and further into the video world.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm sure that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. It makes complete sense. Was it a lot when you shot your first video, was it a lot harder or easier than you thought? Did you go into it thinking oh my God, this is going to be the hardest thing ever? And it was way easier than you thought? Or were you about right with what you thought it would be?
I'd say it was about what I thought it would be. So before I actually shot my own music video, I was in music videos. I had basically... I say that I started music videos in 2015, but in 2013, I kind of put together my own treatment and bought a camera and let somebody else shoot with it. I dipped my toes in it.
Yeah.
I had been in music videos in 2013, and I, sent out the MySpace bulletins and stuff to get people to come to my house to be at a party show and destroy my basement and put up white sheets and the whole 9 yards. So I'd kind of figured out some of the tricks just from being in music videos, and that was kind of before music videos were popular or even a thing for smaller bands, because the technology really didn't exist. If you wanted a music video in 2011, you kind of had to have like a $10,000, $20,000 budget to get
yeah.
anything serious. It was the tech really just wasn't what it is now. So I'd done a bunch of music videos, and then when I started making the transition, I already knew what I needed to do to kind of bring my visions to life. And I kind of mocked some of the film world that I was like in, like the actual film world. Like, so a lot of the equipment that I ended up aspiring to purchase was stuff that I would see on actual movies that I was working. And it was a cool little, it was like, wait, so like, what if we had like a movie, but like for a metal band, but like something I could do? And, you know,
I get that.
Built it out in the basement.
Inspiration right there. You had inspiration around you.
Yep.
And you just knew right from there, it's the best part for you it's the best place for you to start from, because like you said, you just saw this and you were like, wow, I know what equipment I can get when I do this now.
Yeah, and I saw it in front of me, and I was like, oh, I could totally do that, but like for metal. And so, you know, in my tracking room where I would track drums, I shot my first couple of music videos, including Oceans. Yet again, shout out Zach and all them.
They were our third episode ever.
Really?
Yeah, Zach.
Who'd you get, Kevin or Zach?
Just Zach.
Just Zach? Ah, you got to get Kevin on too.
We're
He's
getting them
hilarious.
all on. We've been talking.
Yeah.
You got to get Kevin on, and you gotta bust his balls about him not having a TikTok. He does these skits that are just so funny. Kevin, if you hear this, man, make a TikTok. Get those skits on there. You got the biggest ceiling out of all of us. The highest ceiling, man. But
Go far with them skits, man.
Yeah, I got more faith in that kid. But yeah, so I basically I saw the vision, and I tried pushing, and little did I know that the video world would topple any of my audio work, my acting work, or any of the other odd jobs I was doing at the time.
Yeah, that's how pretty much we started this podcast. Like, I was unemployed at the time, and I was like really like low, and I was like, you know what? I know a lot about music, I like to think, and I like talking to people. So what if I put them together in a podcast? So I called up Isaiah, and I was like,
Shout out Isaiah.
Shout out Isaiah. I was like, we got to get this going. I want to start a podcast. We're going to do it within like 2 weeks. And then we got our other co-host, Michael, who's not here today. And it just happened like so quick. And, you know, we started doing week after week after week, and we started growing. And like, holy shit.
Mike's going to be pissed.
Yeah.
He missed a good one.
Yeah, Michael, fucking working, that sucks.
Son of a bitch. How dare he have a job?
Yeah, right?
Like, a loser. No, but it's just crazy, like, how you talk about it once, and then you basically have to speak into, like, existence.
You never know, man. Now that you're doing this could pop off any day. You could have a big sponsor, man. You guys could be the next Joe Rogan. But you could be the metalcore Joe Rogans.
Yeah, right?
Just give it time, man. And if you were in the same shoes that I was in 2015, you would never even see any of this coming. You would just be like, wow, it'd be kick-ass if this existed, or if I could bring my flair to that. And then suddenly, you know, you guys could have a nice little career doing something different than you could have ever thought you were doing.
Oh, yeah,
What
exactly.
we want to do, you know, like, not to sound like a 90s cheesy adventure movie, but like the friends we make along the way are the best, you know.
Yeah,
like
no.
we've met like such amazing people that like we still consider friends, like we still talk to every single day and stuff. It's crazy who you meet, you know.
Well, a lot of the people you've interviewed, I'd say pretty much everybody you mentioned, before we started recording, all the people that you mentioned you've done are my clients, and I could, you know, say firsthand that they're all kick-ass people and great people and have worked hard to be where they are, and really value people like you that are actually taking the time to give back for our scene, let people know what we're saying.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. And for me, like, everybody is so, like, welcoming and comforting to talk to, because, like Chris was saying, when right before we started, it's like 3 guys with social anxiety with a podcast. Like, whenever I go, as soon as we start the podcast, like, I'm just sweating, like, terribly. Like, and every
I got some water
episode
here
I
if you need
get
it, man.
better and better at just talking. So I feel like this helps me personally too at the same time.
Oh, yeah, man. I'd put money on the Isaiah stock.
Thank you. Thank
There
you.
Give it a
go.
couple of years, it'll be bigger than Bitcoin.
I'm going to be the biggest personality. No.
Become a motivational speaker at hotels.
Hey, guys. But now I can.
the Tony Robbins of metal.
Yeah, so just bettering myself every episode with it. So, yeah.
Kick ass, man. I love hearing that type of stuff. You know, if you guys ever need anything, you can hit me up.
Oh, yeah, definitely would. Because, like, right before this, you were giving us all the help with everything. Definitely would love to, like, I already wrote down the camera and everything. Like, just need
For the record, if you're going through the archives to find this, you know, in a couple years from now, it's 2024. These guys are recording on 3 snowballs, a laptop, and I got my girlfriend's headphones in my ears right now.
Yeah.
We make do with what we got.
They're killing it.
Yeah, like I know, like you said, you have an audio background, so I know you're probably looking at this. You're like, what the fuck are these guys doing?
I know exactly what you guys are doing. You guys are doing something for our scene, and you guys are, telling stories that people want to hear.
I just couldn't believe this is like not a thing. Like when I first started, I was like gonna be a million people. And I started talking to people, and they're like, "Yeah, dude, we really appreciate that you're doing this because this doesn't exist around here." I was like, "What?
It doesn't.
How does it not? How could someone not want to talk about this?" There's so many amazing bands in the scene like that are gonna do huge things. Like Sentinel's Monument Memory. I mean, Enox is in Georgia now.
Yeah.
But like across Redwater Tower, like it's
homies.
insane.
Yeah, like for us, it was such a spontaneous idea that I'm so surprised that nobody else had that same idea. Like, but still, good that we had it.
And not only like are these bands great people, they're amazing musicians. Like I listen to like all their music like repeatedly. It's insane. Like I'll show all my friends like, "Yo, have you heard this Sentinel song? It's like fucking insane."
The best part is you watch them live and they're just like crushing it. They're this incredibly professional, well put together package. You walk over to that merch booth, Zach. If you hear me right now, Zach from Oceans. Biggest teddy bear ever at that merch booth. They're smiling.
Like he looks terrifying on stage. He's this big guy with dreads, and you're like, "Oh my god, he can kill me."
I've seen him in the pit. Oh, no.
You walk over to that merch table though, he's smiling, looks like a little teddy bear.
Yeah.
Same with all the other bands.
Like, "How you doing? I'm Zach."
Mike from Enox, man.
Yeah.
He's all tough on stage, but the second you meet him at the merch table, we'll see.
Yeah, these guys, they're like stand-up guys. Like I say it all the time. But all these guys are just stand-up.
People don't realize the scene that we have here and what is cultivated around, the East Coast metal scene. It's really intense, and it's only growing. There's a new generation of artists that are coming in and just, taking things even further than what some of us boomers have created. I hate to pair myself like that, but I see the new generation. I got kids that are like 18, 19 that are just, doing these. I'll mention vocals in particular. I've seen vocalists that are like 19 years old that are just like doing these insane gutturals, like every type of scream possible, tunnel lows, whistle highs. And, when I was younger, we only had like Mitch Lucker and Phil
there's like no tutorials.
There's no tutorials. Now if you're like 19, you already have like an archive of vocals that destroy everything I grew up on. And that's the future for deathcore, I think. Some of these younger kids. Yeah,
because you can find anything online now. If you want like a tutorial on how to do anything, it's out there. You can just learn at home. You don't have to go buy a teacher or whatever. But actually, going to that, Will Ramos, he was doing lessons on like over like Zoom and stuff. He did like 3 or 4 hours, and like people were loving it. I saw reviews on it, and apparently he's like the greatest teacher people have ever had right now for vocals. And I could see it because he's like such a personable guy. But like again, it goes back to like you don't have to go to someone for like I'm like mixing my words. All right. The knowledge is so accessible nowadays. It's basically what I'm just trying to say, Like if we wanted to start a podcast 10 years ago, you would have to like go to school for that and like have someone teach you how to set up microphones and do stuff. I just picked up a laptop and microphones one day and it happened.
And now we're here.
Like it's all about like just getting into the passion and just doing it. We've got through the hard part so far.
Yeah, I remember being like 14 years old trying to find a tutorial how to scream, and it was just Jeremy McKinnon from A Day to Remember, and all he said was just put a towel to your face and scream into it. That's all I can tell you. Right. And that was like the best thing of a tutorial you could get. But now it's just like you get a tutorial how to do anything, and it's just
here's 30
crazy.
minutes on YouTube, like free.
So speaking of accessibility, when you look at my industry, that's one of the biggest things that's ever changing. I went from having these giant cameras and, what people call the scorpion tail or the Super Mario Sunshine rig, whatever it was. I had these things floating over my head holding my cameras. Nowadays, I shoot with a camera that's, I think it's 4x4x4. It's a little cube. It's 4 inches by 4 inches by 4 inches. And you can get the tools, the information, anything you need to shoot a music video or be a photographer or a podcaster or record your own band, whatever it is. There's accessibility for everything. It's easier now than it ever was, because when I started shooting music videos, I screwed up a lot of music videos before I even learned any of the basics. There wasn't a YouTube Peter McKinnon or any of these dudes to teach me 101 stuff. Yeah. What was I gonna say? So obviously you've done a lot of videos. Like over under, would you say 400?
I think We were looking on YouTube, it's like 300 something on YouTube.
Yeah, there
Or
was a playlist on your.
Oh, I lose track. I'm looking it up right now. I have that playlist that just keeps getting fatter, and it's just I check it, and I'm just like, damn. Yeah, I'm currently at 318, and there's probably like 10 or 20 that aren't on there from various regions.
Jesus,
God,
that's insane.
We'll say 320, 325 in the past 6 years,
which is insane. Like that's a lot.
Yeah,
You think it's any easier?
Yes. So nowadays, like when I first started shooting, I tried everything, and I really pushed my artist to learn what I wanted and try different angles and push bands like just for hours. Nowadays, I kind of know what I want. Mm-hmm. I can kind of tell somebody what's wrong, even though it's all subjective. I'm probably wrong, but I could tell people what I think they should do now. And I could shoot music videos faster than the average person, and I believe that I have a pretty good system in regards to editing, and I think I'm a little more well-oiled, and I think it has gotten way easier over the years, especially at this point in the hundreds.
Yeah.
But I'm still learning. I still have so much to learn. My systems are ever growing. I'm constantly inspired by everything you could possibly imagine, including this podcast. Looking at dudes like yourselves just always keeps me pumped. And
yeah, I was gonna say, like, do you find it hard to get inspiration to do new stuff since you've shot so many, or do you still find it easy where you're just like, next video, something brand new I'm gonna do?
Well, I'm gonna ask you guys that question. Working with the artists that you guys work with, do you guys find it hard to get inspiration?
I don't think so. No? I think I get very inspired. Like I'll listen to
your artists in particular, like the ones you interview.
Yeah, like I'll listen to them, and they'll tell me about other bands and stuff, and I'm just like, you know what? That's why I keep doing this. It's just because like they're great people, and why would I not want to keep continuing this? Like that's why.
So we work with the same artists, and I can tell you firsthand that they're great people, and they inspire me. And seeing them grow and play these festivals in front of like 500 bajillion people, like just. It keeps me motivated. It makes it easier to get up earlier and earlier and do what I gotta do.
Especially like they're from Jersey, where we're from. It's so much. It's like, why wouldn't you want?
So I gotta clarify this real quick. I'm not from New Jersey.
Well,
people need to know this. I'm a New Yorker. I am actually not from New Jersey. Just want to put that on the table, but please proceed.
Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, like. I find it inspirational because like they're doing such great things for the New Jersey and our scene, and I feel like us giving them that I feel
a little platform, a little boost, a little
us giving them a platform. It's like it just to me, it's the smallest thing, but it could mean everything in the world to them. And every band tells us like at the end, they're like, "Thank you so much for this" and all that. And I'm like, "Yo, you guys are like." Bigger than us, and you're giving us we should be thanking you. Yeah, exactly.
Like, you guys are missing the whole point. Then the point is you guys are seeing what I see, which I am more grateful than the average person for. You guys are seeing people, candid. You're not seeing them with any type of facade. There's no mask. There's no music. You're seeing these guys completely stripped down, and I see them every day like that. Mm-hmm. But now you guys are seeing them like that, and they're expressing, who they are as a person outside of their music, which is a very, very different thing. You could have an artist and then the person that they are, and you're giving these people or the homies an opportunity to show who they are and what they stand for, and the reason why they make the music that they do. A lot of music is so multi-layered that you wouldn't know why a lot of these dudes write the songs that they do, but you guys do, because you guys know them firsthand.
Yeah.
And this is therapeutic in a way.
Just like I was saying. Yeah,
we're not only helping ourselves get known, but we're talking about the things that we stand for, and the things that make sense. They resonate. We're like, oh, when I say it out loud, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think the coolest part is becoming a fan of a band that came on the podcast, getting them on again, and then getting really in depth with saying like, oh, I really like this part of the song. Where'd that come from? And they give you such a long explanation. It's like, wow, so much thought went into one little piece of this song.
Mm-hmm. And you guys see that when the average, 99.9% of people don't know that part of the person. And the artist loves talking about that type of stuff, usually. And being themselves, because they can't just throw that on the internet. It won't be taken as if someone says it to you, like how we are right now. So to go back to what we said, you guys say that these people are bigger than you, but what you guys stand for is self-expression and people, you're giving them a platform. Even if you're just getting started, you're still giving these artists a way to express themselves in a way that they can't anyway. And not for anything, it's good PR. It's technical PR.
Yeah.
Bands getting out there to do podcasts. It's a good step.
Yeah, I love the fact that, like, just because we're talking to them as people, I never see it as, like, me interviewing. Like, when we had, who's a good example? Like, Kublai Khan. Yeah, when we had Nolan, like, some of my friends were like, oh, my God, you guys got Kublai Khan. I'm like, I don't care about the band. It's just a person. I'm talking to him one-on-one. I just want to talk to Nolan. I don't...
He's a human being.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
and he appreciates
beings.
talking to you for who you are.
Mm-hmm.
The God that is Isaiah.
Yes.
There you go. I was curious if you had any stories from videos or shoots, anything that you thought stuck out through your career so far.
Sorry, I just had a little traumatic attack real quick. What direction would you like to know? Because obviously there's a lot of stories, good stories, bad stories, favorite, whatever. What when you say stand out in what way?
What do you think?
Stand out in a way where, like, you would always, like, no matter, like, it could be good, bad, whatever, like, you always tell these stories.
Well,
like,
that's my question to you, because
he probably has a million of them.
I have so many stories of just insane.
What was your favorite shoot so far?
Okay, good.
In what regard?
Like, what's your most successful video, would you say, so far? Like,
from a outside perspective or for me?
Let's go for you so far.
For you.
I'm very interested. What do you think is your most successful according to you? Like,
your
the
personal
happiest
achievement.
Damn.
Let's get deep.
Well, I'll start off with the easier answer, which is, obviously my most successful video is the Lorna video. Came out 3 months ago. It's at like 4.5 million or something like that, which is just insane. Insane for a deathcore band. It's wild, and it's looking at it for what it is. It's one of the biggest releases of the year, and it's just crazy to know that, like, a video I did got more views than, I don't know, Spirit Box. Like, that's wild to me. Like, that's or like there's
a big deal.
Yeah, there's only like one or two deathcore bands that even got close to that so far, and it's just it's so surreal to know that I was part of such a successful commercial.
Like, wow,
release.
my name is on this forever.
I'm like, damn.
Literally.
So Lorna would probably be technically my most successful. There's been a lot of defining points for videos that have like helped me get past certain plateaus that I would say were big successes. If we're going real far back, like, Monument of a Memory was the first video I ever saw 100,000 on. That was like wild. It was the first time I saw one of my videos almost go viral, and it was something that I had literally put my life on the line for. A lot of people will say stuff like that, but I actually told an officer in the woods that he could arrest me if he had to come back for a noise violation.
Oh, wow.
Stuff like that when I say put myself on the line. And, these guys have had my back for, I think, 5+ years because of that. So seeing that first 100,000, that was a big milestone. Lakeshore, which was like Examure, that was a really big milestone because I had came up with an idea and I saw it come to life. And that one did really well. I would say the Attila videos were a really, really big milestone, especially because I did the first Attila video came out on Monday. Second Attila video I did came out on a Tuesday, like the next Tuesday, and then the Wednesday I dropped my music video Reel, just a couple of years back, and that was a big defining point for me. So I would say that Reel was like probably the biggest summary of like, hey, this is all working out.
Yeah. You've done a lot of bands that I love to, like Body Snatcher.
Oh, love the Body Snatcher boys. You gotta get one of the Kyles or Chris on. They'll do it.
I will say that we are.
Yeah.
Just gotta. Yeah.
You leaked
drop
it.
that.
You
Yeah,
heard
we're
that
gonna
Body Snatcher's they're gonna be on soon. You heard it here first.
Yeah, within the month.
Within the month.
This
is Wednesday. Give it like 2 or 3 weeks. Check out one of the Kyles. That was, statistically speaking, it was most likely one of the Kyles. If it's
yeah, if you did the math.
3 out of 4 members of Body Snatcher are Kyle. So we'll see. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was Chris.
Yeah, but
That's Medina. I saw a smile. Or Shope. No, it wouldn't. It probably wouldn't be Shope. It'd be Carter. Crowbar. I call him Crowbar. Kyle Crowbar. If it's Kyle Crowbar, call him Crowbar when you talk to him.
that's a tough name.
Fucking Crowbar.
Yeah, nobody knows that. Well, people know that, but I feel like people don't call him Crowbar. But yeah,
You're gonna be really happy. You're gonna call him Crowbar. You're like,
Yo, so Body Snatcher, that's another awesome milestone because I was a big fan of the band before I worked with them.
Mm-hmm.
And when I had shot the video for them, I kind of asked them, I was like, hey, this is my favorite song on the record. Can I shoot a video for that too? And we did a live video for it. And it was wild that I got to shoot a song that I would work out to.
Yeah, how cool is that? It's like you get to beat this artist and do, like be a partner with them essentially. It's like that's what happens the first time we had Austin on from Lorna. Like he was our 10th episode ever.
Oh,
so
he's a sweetheart too.
that was huge. So like I've always loved like Flesh Coffin. That's like my favorite deathcore album of all time. So I think it's insane that I'm sitting down with this guy right now, talking to him, asking whatever I want. He's on my podcast, our podcast.
yeah,
Sorry.
no,
I sound like an asshole
good.
thing.
And we had a power struggle here.
Yeah,
It's mine now, is it? Yeah, but
that's gonna. Oh, sorry, you keep on.
I'm just saying, like, so I'm just fangirling for a minute because I never get to fangirl that much. Sitting down with Nolan from Kublai Khan, that's insane because Kublai Khan is like one of my favorite bands. They're inspiring me to write like the stuff I'm writing with my other band right now.
I really want to get a haircut from Matt, by the way, just throwing that out into the wind.
Yeah, Joe from Life Itself gave him a haircut the day of the show at House of Independence. I thought that was really cool. But it's just the coolest feeling. It's like I get to sit down with this guy that I love, like the product he puts out.
That's literally gonna be me with Body Snatcher.
Oh my god, yeah, we were just listening to him in the car. Like we were waiting to get in. We're just listening to Body Snatcher.
Just forever pissed. I love them.
Oh,
I was a big Body Snatcher fan before I shot them, and I became an even bigger fan after I worked with them. I did like 5 videos or something for them, like 2 years ago, last year, whatever. I don't remember.
I found out about them from Spite. Shout out Spite.
Yeah, they're both just the angriest band out there, which is amazing. You love to feel that energy off of them.
Body Snatchers, they're a different breed, though. They're just, when you interview them, you'll see what I'm saying. You'll see exactly what I'm saying.
I can't wait.
They just enjoy fart jokes, and if you're talking to Kyle, he just likes Halo and video games and paintball.
Simple men.
Yeah, they're great. You'll see.
I've literally played over like 100 hours of video games in the past 2 weeks, so I can't wait to talk about video games.
What game do you play?
Let's see. I've beat Tales of Arise. It's a JRPG that came out. I beat this.
What's a JRPG?
Japanese role-playing game.
Oh, okay. Thank you for clarifying.
This is where I become quiet because I just play sports games.
Yeah, no. Chris just plays sports games.
I only play Melee, really, so.
I play this other game, Lost Judgment. It's like a Yakuza spin-off. You ever heard of that series? It's just a beat-em-up series.
I haven't, but I like catching up on video games because I'm so far out of the loop.
I beat this literally 2 days ago. I bought this game called Alan Wake. It's a remaster of an old game I played growing up, and I beat it in like 10 hours, one sitting, and I tried to refund it, and I'm still waiting to see if that works. I want to see if they'll let me refund it from just sitting there and playing the game all day.
You didn't even have the game for 12 hours.
Yeah, no, I sat there, and when I was done, I was like, why did I just do this to myself? I don't know what, like video games, I can just zone the fuck out in video games. And then this morning, I started Far Cry 6, because that just came out today.
Oh my god, dude.
Very cool. I appreciate you taking the time to come.
Oh yeah, always.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time away from your Xbox.
You could have brought your Xbox, man.
Just fucking sitting.
There's some
like,
busted TVs and music videos.
Sorry,
around
guys.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't paying attention. I'm too busy trying to liberate this camp in Far Cry. But you say you play Melee, like Smash?
Yes. So back in the day, I used to play Melee competitively. So
so many of my friends play Smash competitively.
Well, you
so
could tell
I know
them.
a lot about
you could
it.
tell every single one of them that you had this dude on your podcast that would play them for money any given day. Melee.
What if we do a Metal Antics Smash tournament?
I'll be there. Just give me like 7 months notice.
Oh my god. Yeah. I see. What month is it now? Are we gonna do it in June of next year?
I'm just kidding. Give me some time next year and I'll be there.
Yeah,
That'd be cool,
Melee. I'm alright at Melee, but Ultimate. Have you played Ultimate at all?
I only played a couple times. I stick to the Melee realm just because
Melee's the most competitive one.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm deep rooted in it. And when I started shooting music videos, it was one of my gimmicks actually, where it was like I would tell people, I'd be like, hey, listen, I'll do a free music video for you if you could beat me in Melee. I got a little fast forward. Nobody beat me.
Who's your
wow.
Who's your main?
So back in the day, I played Fox. Okay. My hands can't do what they
wave
used to.
Wave dashing and everything.
Oh, I can still wave dash, no problem. But I can't do the infinite. So I play Marth whenever I play the homies from back in the day.
Yeah, Marth is goated. Yeah.
Just because he's the only dude I could still play. And I actually, so I have a clothing line for in addition to Squareup Studios, it's Squareup Apparel. And whenever I set up merch tables, I'll actually bring the Wii and Melee.
That's
just
cool.
sit around and play people.
That's super fucking cool.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's super cool. It's been a while though, but yeah, I had a lot of fun.
About Melee, what do you think about people thinking? Well, this is the last question about video games, because I feel like we're going off on a fucking
Hey
tangent.
man, you can talk about video games all day.
What do you think about some people thinking Jigglypuff is the best character in the game?
So I played during the era where like Hungrybox became like insanely good, which he's like one of the most famous Jigglypuff players. And I never really, I get it, but a good Marth or a good Fox, even a good, it's.
Yeah, I feel like
too
Fox,
gimmicky.
Marth, and Jigglypuff are what I always hear is like top 3. Is what people say now.
I'm way out of it, but Fox was always the best when I played just because of the Infinites.
Yeah, I haven't watched Melee competitive in like I watch like Mango live stream every now and then.
Yeah,
I'm so bad at Smash. Like I tried playing it a couple times a few years ago. I'm so bad. I use like Pikachu. Because
Pikachu's one of my mains in Ultimate.
I know. Like it's Pikachu. How would I not? But
so worth noting,
so bad.
a lot of artists in the music scene do play video games. So,
yeah.
I've had conversations like this very frequently. Frank from Amur, he's a huge gamer. He was telling me all about his like Marvel vs. Capcom type stuff, and
love it.
He's one I would love to have on too.
He'd do it. You hit him up.
Just talk about
Might
Marvel.
have to.
I'll play him in Marvel vs. Capcom during the podcast.
Yo, do it.
Just play it.
Stand your ground.
We have to play 2 though. If he plays anything but 2, I refuse to play it.
I feel like if you were like, hey dude, like I'll cover your expenses to the podcast and we could play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 while I interview you. Yeah. I think he would do it.
He'd be like,
he's not on tour.
Yeah.
He'd be like, yeah, dude.
If we get a big enough interview, I said I'll go anywhere. Like I'm that committed. I will drop my stuff immediately and go to the interview.
Yeah.
If that's what it takes.
Definitely get an interface first before
Before
you go to like I don't know, Alaska or something to
my laptop
to interview somebody. Maybe get a couple SM7Bs or something before.
Yeah, that thing. Let me write that down.
Write that down.
I'm just kidding. You don't need any of that stuff, man. What you guys are doing, you have such a good idea here. You guys are such genuine people, so I think this will do very well, and it'll only get better over time.
Yeah, I needed that. That was my bump for the week.
Yeah,
man, you guys are gonna be bigger than me in like X amount of
say
years.
I don't know about that. You're very good at what you do.
I don't know. You guys are pretty good at what you do as well.
You used it to the hellfire, so you kind of won there.
I don't know. I mean, you guys are doing a lot with a little, and I respect that.
Thank you. It means a lot. It definitely means a lot of saying that.
Who are some of your favorite bands right now? Like in general.
Say that again. Sorry.
Who are some of your favorite bands right now?
So my favorite band of all time would definitely be Hatebreed. I was born from the punk and hardcore world. I really love punk. I do really like pop punk stuff, and then I'd say 80% of my day is just straight guttural garbage where it's just slam and gravity blasts. Do really like Hatebreed.
Hatebreed's great. We saw them a few weeks ago at Blue Ridge Rock Fest.
Oh, cool.
Very, very
Did
good.
you guys have any horrible experiences?
Not
I
really.
mean, besides, like,
security was awful. Like you
zero
could walk
service.
in with no wristband.
There was no service anywhere. Like as soon as you got there, it's just like anything happened. Nobody, not even like the people working there had service. Nobody.
I joined like some Facebook group that was just like I think it was literally called "I Had a Bad Time at Blue Ridge."
I'm in that group.
Yeah, it was funny. I just joined it like for pure TMZ haterade reasons, but everyone, all my artists that played it told me it was great and they didn't get screwed, which is great.
Yeah, like it was a good time. The bands were unreal, like unbelievably amazing. Like I had backstage passes for the third day actually, so I met so many of my favorite bands of all time, like Shinedown, Papa Roach, August Burns Red. I met them a bunch of times, but still it's cool. And
do they have the sandals on?
Just JB. Yeah.
Respectable.
Yeah, and then like Currents. Currents is actually the singer was actually wearing an Enoch shirt.
Oh yeah. Homies everywhere. Shout out Chris Wiseman. He's the guitar player in Currents. He's a homie.
He's literally one of my favorite guitar players of all time.
He's a good dude. He'd probably do this if you hit him up. If you were like, hey man, I'll buy you some sushi if you do this podcast. He'd probably do it.
Probably.
Just tell us the secrets to everybody, Frank. We need
Dude, I'll give you all the
Capcom.
I'll give you a straight up. I'll manage you guys. I'll give you the secrets to get anybody you want on here.
Hell
Yo, I'll give you the Instagram right now, man. Like,
I'm gonna be honest. Half the list is gonna have a lot of money signs on them, so we'll dodge half the list. But the other half, people like Wiseman. Like we just went hiking and got sushi like what was it, like a month and a half ago. Like, you could probably pull the same thing on him and get him to
Dude,
go.
going hiking and having sushi, one of my heroes.
Just get a little table that comes out your chest and put the laptop on. We go on a hike with him and
Yeah,
just
right.
Yeah, you know,
walk with the mics.
he probably wouldn't be opposed to it. You know, that's some creative podcast ideas. You got the Marvel vs. Capcom for Frank. You got sushi hike for Chris. You know, I'm sure there's some other ones you could figure out. You could probably get a haircut from either Joe Bad or Matt from Kubla Khan. Interview them during the podcast. Just pay them for 2 haircuts.
You know what's funny?
Genius, right?
Like,
What?
half those people that you said, I'm not going to say which ones are coming on the podcast I've been in touch with.
Damn, I forgot who I said.
Da-na-na.
Who did I say?
Can't tell you.
Dude, I'm
Tell ya.
gonna guess everybody on your podcast.
You probably could because they're all from around here. You know,
Yeah.
we're starting to run out.
Let me check my playlist. I still got it open.
Yeah, like we're gonna have to like start moving this podcast soon because
Gonna have
we're
to
running out
start
of
traveling.
bands. But we love having guys back on because like it feels so much
Yeah,
more
no.
natural the second time.
Yeah,
know?
every single one of our second episodes has felt amazing.
Yeah, like the one with Enoch the other day just felt so natural. I didn't want to end it.
Who'd
It
you
just
get?
felt-
You got Mike or you got?
we got the whole band.
Everybody.
Oh, all of them.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, we got to do that sometimes because you know it's just like they're like a committee. You have to have them all because they feed off of one another. So
Well, if
it's
you're ever
just-
in Atlanta, man, stop over by Roy's house where they all live and just get them all while they're playing video games.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
saw that they got a bar to play Smash on like the back wall. Like they put it on. One of them put it on their Instagram.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Mike is he's nice at Smash.
Yeah,
Ultimate.
it was Mike. It was he just holding the
he's
GameCube
nice.
controller, and it was just the whole back of the bar was Smash Ultimate. I was like, wow.
We go up in Melee. You know, it's a good match, but in Ultimate, that's him. He's got that.
I need to see him play some of my friends.
That's such a
good
talented
matchups.
band, by the way. You know,
Yeah,
it's-
like
they're-
I feel like. Oh no, you can go. We keep trying
I'm
to talk at the
saying,
same
like,
time.
Enoch is one of my favorite bands in the scene, so obviously I gotta give them some kudos. They're so talented all around and just amazing people. Like I say it way too much about everyone, but you can't really like say too many nice things about someone.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, like we
Throw
just
as
keep
many
meeting great
compliments as you
people.
can.
Like it's great to like formally meet you. Like we did the music video with you like 2 months ago with a band that we can't say because it's not out yet.
Don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, but
I respect that.
yeah.
I'm very secretive when it comes to my music videos. I don't tease anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of times they drop without anybody even knowing. Even to the Hellfire, I didn't tell anybody, but I felt like everybody knew, but I didn't tell anybody.
Yeah, that was crazy when that dropped. Like I was like, oh, there's a Lorna drop today. It's like, oh wow, Will's the vocalist.
That makes me very happy that you knew that you didn't know that he was the vocalist until it dropped. Mm-hmm. We had a couple little leaks around that time, to say the least.
Yeah, no, I can imagine. That's a big deal, and look where it's at now.
Yeah, I'm very happy with how it turned out.
And you were a big part of it because people go to the music video first because like, oh my god, Lorna dropped a new video. Let's check it out. Squareup Studios first, and then music video.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that Century and Lorna let me keep my logo on it. So I can't always keep it in there.
Yeah. Century copyrighted us because we usually put a song of the artist in the beginning of our podcast, like a little 5-second clip. Knocked us right on.
If you email them, they'll usually let you keep it.
I mean, we don't make money off of it
Yeah,
regardless. So
I know, but like I felt like I got a whole bunch of those YouTube reactions when To the Hellfire came out.
Mm-hmm.
And all you had to do was just send an email to them, and they'd probably just be like, "Yeah, you're good." I don't really know how it works, but I know it's simple like that.
yeah, just kind of.
Just for anybody that wants to do a To the Hellfire cover or something, email them.
Yeah, it's that simple, guys. Get it together. Did you have any questions? Because I mean, I can go.
You go. I'm still thinking. I have my brain is dying right now.
I got some questions. How do you guys get the hair so nice, like this fresh look?
Wow, man, that means a lot. Like,
I
This is
wake
the
up
first
and
time
I
I've grown
do
out my hair.
nothing. I literally do nothing.
Don't ever change.
yeah, it's so simple. Just,
Yeah, I could interview you guys if you want.
You can no, please don't.
welcome back to the Eric Dicarlo podcast.
Welcome back.
But yeah, that
I
means a
feel
lot.
like-
I really need those compliments every now and then. They really boost me for the.
I gotta rep you guys. You're doing a good thing out here. Interviewing all the homies, and the fact that it's so many of my friends and in probably such a short period of time is gonna be pretty rad. You can tell them all I love them every time they're on.
Yeah, we haven't even been doing this for a year yet. November.
Second was the first post.
No.
Oh, no, on the Instagram. On the Instagram, the first post was like
first
November
podcast,
2nd.
whenever that was.
Definitely keep track of that time, because 1 year, like almost to the day after I started recording videos, and I was like, wow, this is working out. I went full time with it, so
Really?
maybe another year from now, full time is in.
Imagine we'll have our own studio.
Might be on this table.
Yeah.
Fucking
Hit
here.
it, Get yourself a nice little sponsor from Red Bull or something. Who knows?
Oh, that'd be dope. I would love that. Free Red Bull, free Monster, anything.
Free anything. Fuck it.
Yeah, just to have like the logo next to ours, would be dope.
Just sit on video with the Monster cup right there the whole time. Just
I would drink 12 Monsters every episode if they like sponsored us.
you
Actually,
die.
well, maybe not.
I wouldn't throw that into the wind, man.
Yeah, let me retract that statement before. I eat
Some of my
words.
clients have the Monster deal, and you have more than one can of Monster a day for a couple of days. It's rough.
It'll mess you up.
I had like a whole on one of my videos. I had like a fridge where they freshly dropped off like a ton of Monster. It was like all these ones I didn't even know of some of them, and it was just, I just can't do Monster anymore after that.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of Monster, this is worth noting too. I really have been trying to limit caffeine. It's an interesting one. I'm down to maybe like a Red Bull like a week or something. It's not bad.
Yeah, I can't drink any drinks anymore. They just like I feel great for like 2 hours and then it just drains me completely.
You got to find that energy from within.
Yeah, the power within.
Yeah, I eliminated soda completely. Like all I drink now is like Arizona juice, and then that's barely and just water. I down
I feel
so
that.
much
Shout
water.
out Poland Spring.
Shout
That's what I got
out
here.
Poland
Shout out water.
Spring.
Water sponsor of the day.
Yeah, sponsor of the day.
It's gonna rain in here. You're gonna have yourself a
Hydro,
water
homies.
podcast.
Stay hydrated.
Which I'll tell you, water music videos are some of the roughest. The rain shoots are some of the roughest shoots you can do.
Oh, yeah.
I promise you. So don't get yourself a rain podcast.
Have you ever had any like big mishaps on like a set?
Nothing with like where it's like somebody got seriously injured.
Oh, no, nothing hurt. Like anything like fall over and break that was important, or like something went like a lot over the time it should have.
Yeah, I mean, stuff like that happens all the time. I wouldn't say there's like any horrible time type things. I'm usually pretty good at time. I mean, obviously some shoots have went over or under, or it's just part of the game. But yeah, I mean, I've destroyed cameras, I've destroyed lights, I've seen light bulbs blow up. I've actually, how do I describe this? It was like a basement. I shot in this like crazy huge basement once, and I saw all my lights pop at the same time. Like these like $30 light bulbs all popped. It was like 9 of them.
Wow.
God damn.
Like all my RE lights just like literally popped at the same time, and I could not believe it. I was so shocked.
Oh, if you got it on video, it would have been kind of cool though.
It was just wild. I've destroyed multiple cameras while shooting. I usually have backups for backups and stuff, so I do have a second camera almost always.
Okay.
Or I've found ways to make my camera work even though I can't see out of a broken screen or something. I've done so many.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Yep. I've seen a lot of that stuff. I've downloaded apps and shot videos just on my phone, just to watch through my phone essentially. Mm-hmm. But no, I wouldn't say anything like getting hurt. I've had people run off set because like, issues. Like I had a band with 2 vocalists. This is an interesting one. Pretty early on in my career, they had 2 vocalists, and one of them, their wife gave birth like 2 months early while we were shooting the music video, and the kid ran off a set. So we shot the video actually with one of the 2 vocalists as opposed to the 2 vocalists.
Oh wow.
And surprisingly, it made the cut back in the day.
Hey, I mean, what else? I mean, look at the music video for what Attack song is that? Like they used Austin's vocals, and Austin wasn't even the
Stickly, right?
yeah, they used Austin's vocals,
Yeah,
and
I pulled
Austin
the
was
stick.
and Austin wasn't even in the video at all. He's not even in the band at that
Yeah, I
point.
thought it looked so weird. I was like, wait, I know these vocals. Like back
The
in the
first
day when I was
time,
watching.
the first time I noticed that, I was like, "You motherfucker! You've been tricking me this whole time."
Yeah.
That's a standard, Amazon Steve Jobs story. They stole Austin's vocals for the music video.
Mm-hmm.
Who else stole stuff? It's like the McDonald's, how they stole like Ray Kroc is like a fucking piece of shit. You ever watch that movie on Netflix with
I have no
about
clue what
McDonald's?
you're talking about right now.
You never seen it?
I mean, I don't need to watch a documentary on Netflix to know that McDonald's is trash.
Yeah,
Yeah, but like how it came to be was like shitty, like real shitty.
I'm sure it's a story of them being horrible to become as horrible as they are.
Essentially, yeah. Yeah,
I
you
was
want
gonna
to
say,
just
why
dumb
should
it
you
down.
say McDonald's gonna fucking send us cease and desist, something like that?
Oh my god, dude.
Just stop.
Just
Bro,
keep it.
the last thing I'll get at McDonald's is those ice cream cones, and those machines don't work anyway.
Yeah.
Apparently, they just say they don't work because they like take 6 hours to clean, and they're just too lazy to clean them. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you have
Or
to
they're
service
too, or
them
they're
like
too cheap to pay their employees like the
to
proper
want to
rate
clean
to,
them.
to
Yeah.
actually clean I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
McDonald's has got their struggles. We all got our struggles. Who am I to judge?
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of that, you said beforehand that you wanted to just talk about what you're doing right now. Would you like to take now as the opportunity to just talk about things you're doing right now?
So I just have a lot of music videos going on. It's been an interesting point in my life, if we're going to flip this a little more serious for a second, but I lost my mother almost a year ago to the date, and it kind of pushed me to work harder than I normally would, so I've taken my job more seriously than ever since losing my mother and, thinking about the lessons she's taught me. So where I am now is like I'm getting a lot of wins, we'll say, like that, and things are going the way I've always dreamt them to go. It's just like now it's like what's next, and what does the future hold for Squareup Studios, and what will my legacy be? I'm in a little bit of an existential crisis, just a little bit.
Oh yeah, no, it's just you describing that. I was like, if that was me, I'd just be in my bed just staring at the damn ceiling for hours. Like, what the fuck is going on?
I'm not in bed staring at my ceiling. I'm at this podcast, talking to you guys, trying
in the
to
back of your
put
head
it into
just
words. If I was home, I'd be watching Queen's Gambit, though. I'm going to throw that on the table, though, because I started that not too long ago. I've been too busy to watch it.
I've watched The Sopranos. It's amazing. I'm a little late, but
I feel you, dog. But yeah, I'm just really thinking about the future of what I want my legacy to be. Everybody knows that I'm ready to take a bullet for what I do.
Yeah.
There's physical proof of it, but or I have receipts, we'll say. But it's like, what does my future hold for Squareup, and how will I execute the things that I'm thinking about in my head, and I'm just excited to see how the next year plays out, because every year is just ever changing. New artists that are just unbelievable, working with bands that I've been listening to for years. Been a fan of the last 10 for almost a decade. It's crazy to see that one. Shot that like a month ago too. Met them all for the first time. It's just really interesting to see how things are going to play out. I'm also thinking about hiring some people now. I had an employee for a while. He actually went on tour with Lorna. But I'm thinking about actually, really expanding the crew and what I want to do with it. And obviously, you've seen where I work now.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of options to, bring a team in and expand and
that'd be awesome.
and
That
do
would be like
bigger,
insane.
cooler things. But it's like I want to make sure that I fundamentally, I'm still working for all the homies, and I'm still doing everything I want to do. Yeah, because I'm gonna be the last one that's gonna sell out. But
Yeah.
Unless the devil comes around and he wants to give me a contract, I'm here. Donald's, wherever you are, man, hit me with the contract real quick. But yeah, I've been thinking about it a lot since we're coming up on the 1 year anniversary, or I shouldn't say anniversary, 1 year loss of my mother, who's really was always one of the biggest driving forces in my career. She had my back since day one. Probably my first drum set that got me to play in my first band, that got me to record my first song, and that got me to be
everywhere you are now is because of that.
And it's all like cycling in my head. I'm having these like nightmares of talking to my mother when she was alive and stuff like that. And it's where I'm at, and I feel like it's going to keep pushing me to what's going to happen next time I'm on this interview, when you guys have new mics and an interface, and I've already interviewed, the president of the country or something, the metalcore president of the world.
Well, just like how you're invested in the Isaiah stock, I am now invested in the Eric stock, so I believe that you've got
Bro, I'll
this,
put money
man.
down right now. I'll put money on this stock.
Hell yeah, man. I got money on your... I believe that you've got this, man. You've already got it.
It's a very cheap stock right now. I'll give you that much.
Yeah.
By a lot
Penny.
of volume. Yeah, we're penny stock.
Dude, if you guys are a penny stock, man, I got cash right here. I'll buy in right now, whatever it is.
You get a free T-shirt.
I'll buy your interface for you, man. I'll even buy you a copy of Reaper.
Jeez.
So I think that's going to go over your guys' head, but anybody listening to this is going to get a really good laugh about that.
We're still
Yes,
learning.
it did go over my head.
So
I will not lie.
That'll be really funny in a month when I look it up.
So Reaper is it's like GarageBand. It's a DAW, and it's a really good way to record things like this. It's basically Pro Tools, but it's free. But it's actually not free, because it says you get a warning where you have to pay. I forgot how much it is, like $50 or something for it. But you don't actually have to pay for it.
You don't have to. It's just like
I think they cracked down on it recently, but yeah, definitely check out Reaper, man. I think GarageBand's great, but that you'll have more options and fun things to play. But I shouldn't tell you how to do your job.
no,
You guys are
definitely
killing
you
it.
should.
I mean,
No,
you're the
definitely you
professional over
should.
here.
I'm not going to tell you guys how to do your job. You're doing a
You
great
should
job
do
in
it.
getting all the homies.
100% we take suggestions, so tell us how to do our job, please.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna
get a
tell-
suggestion box.
I ain't going to give you a suggestion box unless I put money in that stock.
But
man.
it's about that time where we gotta start.
Cool. I'm glad I could
Setting
end
it
it on a heavier note
Yeah.
about the future of Squareup.
Yeah, no, we appreciate it like so much for you coming out here. You're definitely gonna be one of our regular guests, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely.
We'd
Yeah,
love
man,
to
I'm
have you
always
back
down.
on whenever. But
Always down. Got to keep that stock going up.
yeah, but everyone check out Squareup Studios. Check out the fucking awesome music videos he's done. Left to Suffer, Body Snatcher, Last 10 Seconds of Life, Lorna Shore, you name it.
He's
Check it
done
out.
it. He's filmed it.
He's done it.
Thank you,
So,
boys.
Thank you.